I choke on some soil there for a moment. This just... Okay. All right, guys, welcome back to the greenhouse. Today I am going to talk about my Costa Farms order. Just now, the FedEx guy knocked on the door, so all I did was rip the tape off the top. I have not opened these boxes. One box is a lot shorter. The other box is almost a full foot taller. So I'm really hoping I got a xanthosoma with really big leaves. But I just wanted to share with you guys in case anybody's considering ordering or you're just curious to see what they look like. Here we go. Here's the small one. And right on top, one Trubii and one xanthosoma. So I'm guessing it's highlighted because that's what's in the box. And yep, sure is. Okay, how do I... Ooh. It's situated in there like really deep. And so I don't want to just start pulling on stuff and end up pulling off a leaf. I think I will untake the bottom and then I'll just remove the box off of the plant. So let's do that. So the bottom is supported with kind of another piece of cardboard. It's a nice place to hold it so that I can lift this off. Oh yeah, that's wrapped very well. Are you kidding me? Oh, a lot of soil fell out of the bottom, so that's not great, but that is wrapped like better than any plant I've ever received in the mail. That's awesome. All right. We're like 3/4 of the way there. Still got some packaging to remove. So, trying to remove the packaging goes a lot easier if you just pull the nursery pot out of the decorative pot. Hello. I was trying to rip it out of... Yeah, I don't know. This is my life.
There she is, Miss America.
Yeah, I just, the reason I went ahead and ordered one of these was I got impatient. I was even, like, trying to act all cool in the local group. Somebody asked, like, they're in stock right now, why don't you just order one or something like that? And I was like, they're too expensive online. I'll just wait. I'm just gonna wait. I waited like a day and then I was like, okay, fine, I need it. Check out those roots. Healthy babies. Amazeballs. The roots are growing around the top of the pot. That's not my favorite. It's also not going to hurt anything. It just makes repotting a little bit more difficult. So I've been getting some questions online about whether or not it's safe to repot these as soon as you get them in the mail. Yeah, why not? I don't know. I don't see why not. These plants have not been in the mail for a long time. It's not like this got lost in the mail or anything. I ordered on Monday. It is now Friday. These shipped on Wednesday. They've been in the mail for a day and a half. I'm not concerned about them being like crazy shocked or anything. And the roots are really exposed. So that's kind of like, I'm gonna go ahead and repot. I'm not gonna wait because I don't want those roots to be exposed. I've done a video on repotting and soil types and all that, but I don't know a lot about these plants. I do have an exotica and a big silver satin that's hanging behind me. That's what you see kind of trailing behind my head. And I noticed that they need more water than a pothos or a philodendron, generally. So I am gonna mix in a lot of what has come with this plant, which is like a really peaty kind of mix. I'm gonna save about 1/4 of it to mix it into what will be the final mix for this guy. When I first get a plant in the mail or from a store, the way that I decide whether or not I'm ready to repot it is checking out the roots and by checking out the soil. If the soil is like crazy dry, I'm just gonna give it some water and I will wait for a while before I repot it just to avoid any shock that might happen. because it doesn't really need to be immediately repotted unless there's something wrong. If I notice pests, I'll repot immediately. If it's soaking wet, I will repot it immediately. Otherwise, I usually wait. But so in this case, it's the roots. The roots are exposed, so I'm gonna repot. My quarter of the soil that it came with, if it's good soil, there's no reason not to reuse it. I didn't notice any pests on this plant, and I like this mix. It's really just peat with a tiny bit of perlite. So I think it's a little heavy, a little bit too moisture retentive for my environment. So I am gonna add some of my aeroid mix, and I'll show you what that looks like in just a moment. Sometimes I like to pretend like I'm a civilized person and mix my soil with a spoon. So what I've done so far is just dumped my aeroid mix in here, which is equal parts perlite, orchid bark, the special mix that has the charcoal and perlite in it, and I believe just like random soil. Whatever soil I have left over, which would be right now the Miracle Grow cactus soil. Nothing wrong with that soil as far as like how it performs. I am trying to transition to cocoa coir instead of soil because I'm trying to avoid peat. It's not the most environmentally friendly of soil medium, so I'm trying to transition, but I have tons of bags of soil that I'm not going to waste. So I'm going to use that up before I start ordering more coir. So I'm going to go ahead and mix this up. This is the aeroid mix, and I would say it's 3 parts my aeroid mix to 1 part the soil that these came in. Okay, so if you can see, it's a little peatier than my typical aeroid mix, but that's because I want a little bit more water retention, because in my experience, this plant enjoys just a little bit more water. Generally, you can look at the leaves on a plant and tell how much you're gonna need to water it. Thin leaves, you're gonna need more water. I mean, thicker leaves retain moisture and thinner leaves just don't. That's how it works, right? That's why succulents have those thick, squishy little precious leaves, because they're holding a lot of water, right? So if your leaves can hold a lot of water, cool, you don't have to water as often, but most aeroids have thinner leaves and need water more often. So it is what it is. I am putting this back into its nursery pot, using this one as a decorative pot. I like to be able to just drain out any excess water, because while these plants do like to be a little more moist, they don't like to sit in water. Then you're gonna get rot, and I don't want that. So just putting some of my mix into the bottom of the nursery pot, because I don't want those roots to go straight through. And from there, I'm just gonna arrange them a little bit so that I like the way they look in the pot. That's pretty much done. I just wanted the leaves to kind of stand up a little bit more, spread out a little bit more. The way they were packaged, they were kind of like all bunched up in the middle, and then the roots were all on the outside of the pot. Glad I got both, because I am really excited about the Xanthosoma. I didn't know I would be so into it, but I am getting really excited to open the second one. So here we go. Okay, first of all, it's huge. Oh. I don't even care. That is just, whoa, it's gorgeous. I feel like this is very alocasia-ish, but what I've heard is these are not as susceptible to pests as alocasia are. So I am still gonna treat it. Check out my pest video if you are interested in how I'm gonna be doing that, but oh, I love the contrast. Let's take off the plastic and see what it's looking like. When I'm checking roots, I don't see any on the top, the way that the Trubii was just kind of like, they just kind of strung the roots around the top. That was kind of strange, but this doesn't look to be planted that way. I'm just gonna lift it slowly out of the pot to make sure those roots are, oh yeah, baby, look at them. They're so healthy and happy, oh my God. Okay, cool. Then I'm just gonna leave them like they are because I don't see any reason to repot this. It's not sopping wet. The roots look happy. They're situated in the pot nicely. The plant is arranged nicely. It's not like planted weird. I don't have like one random stem shooting off that way or anything. I have wanted this one for quite some time. Almost paid way too much for one. And I really shouldn't be tugging at it, but I'm just dying to know if it's one plant or if it's more. Okay, I'm gonna leave it alone. Don't do it. Don't do it. The white pots and not the matte black ones. I actually really like the matte black ones, and I think I have one somewhere.
Matte black ones, and I think I have one somewhere. Where is it? I know I have one somewhere.
I don't know where it is. Anyway, the black pots are matte black, which is really, it looks really nice. I do prefer, aside from these guys that are on the walls, I do prefer to have dark pots in this room because the stain in here is dark and it just blends in nicer. I don't want my pots to be the show. I want the show to be the plants. But inside I have white pots everywhere because the white blends in with my wall. I didn't think this one was gonna be so large, so I don't know where it's gonna go exactly, but we'll figure it out. All right, so a couple of final thoughts. Do I think it's worth it? Because the prices in store are very different than online. I forget what they are in store. I'll add it on the screen right now. In store, they are this much. Online, they are $50 a piece. The plants are humongous, and they were wrapped and packaged and shipped fast and really beautifully. If I had the time to run to Walmart like once a day and just drive really slowly by the garden center and make sure I didn't see a bunch of white pots in there, I probably would say it's not worth it. And I was in that kind of mindset because I'm a teacher and I was on winter break, and so I was like, I'll just check Walmart occasionally, and we're bound to get some like at some point. In San Antonio, I don't live far from downtown. I think that the metro areas tend to get them first, and that's what I've seen in a couple of groups too. So I just kind of thought, you know what, if I'm just checking regularly, it's not going to be a problem. And then school started back up, and I remembered, oh yeah, I can't go anywhere or do anything. So for me, yes, it was worth it. I spent $100. I had free shipping, not because I'm special, but because they're ship free. There's the babies. And I got so excited about finding a new spot for these babies that I completely forgot to film an outro. So thank you all so much for watching and subscribing, and I will see you all in the next one. Bye!